The Country Alliance, that's a Victorian party, isn't it?
Yeah, the roots of the Country Alliance are in Victoria. They've run in the past two state elections, and this time round they've decided to spread their wings, and they've got themselves a Senate candidate in Tasmania, and they've decided to run some candidates in South Australia. So they've found a young fellow in Willunga, John Mitchellmore, and myself here in Millicent. So, it's a bit of a flag-waving exercise, but nevertheless, it's a serious punt on the climate. So, here we are.
So you could say you're a pioneer.
That's correct. Yes. Look, I just feel that I'm meant to be doing something like this, so I'm giving it a go. Yes.
Well, I suppose the next question to ask is, who is Steve Davies? Steve
Davies, born and bred in Millicent, a local. Worked here all my life, apart from a very brief moment. Spent a good 20 years in the shearing sheds around the district, ended up in the mid-north, far north, western New South Wales, and the last 17 years in the local paper mill operating machinery. So my parents have been here since the 50s, worked in the local contracting firm. So, my roots are here. My roots are in the lower southeast.
Well, why should somebody vote for you and the Country Alliance instead of some other party?
The disconnect between the city and the country is just getting wider and wider. There's a situation now where I think particularly in the lower southeast we've seen a selling out of the forests for... we've really got to question the value of that money going into probably a non-essential in Adelaide. I'm thinking there's a number of projects that are soaking up huge sums of money that you've got to really question the value of, the overburden of compliance and regulation for farmers being able to farm, the right to farm is being eroded, the erosion of the reward for effort. And Country Alliance have moved in and, well, they're trying to represent a fellow who wants to be rewarded for his effort and have the right to exercise what he owns and have a situation where he can just go along with improved quality of life.
Well, there are four key issues that we're asking everybody in the lead up to this election, so I'd love your thoughts on these things. Some of them may be hot-button topics for some people, but where do you stand on marriage?
For myself, I'm imagining it's the gay marriage, which is front and centre in the circles at the moment. Country Alliance have a conservative outlook, and I share with them in that conservative outlook. I haven't any thing to berate my buddy down the road who may very well have a homosexual lifestyle, but I think the marriage is the domain for a man and a woman, and I wouldn't like to see the homosexual lobby invade that what is the domain of the man and the woman.
Okay, and where do you stand on the environment?
The environment, CA are into... We're pro-environment. We like the idea of enjoying what the environment has for us. We're just a little concerned of being locked out of public parks and national parks and beaches, and particularly in Victoria, from Portland through to the border there. Those beaches are off limits and to four-wheel drivers. I can't see why that should be so. They have some very dubious environmental concerns, and so we'd like to see a little bit more access to parks and the beaches and what nature has to provide for us.
And where do you stand on small business?
What we've moved into over the last 6 or 7 years is something of a socialist mindset where all very well for someone to receive funding for developing one or other of their business projects, but this is money being ripped out of the small traders in the main street, the cafes, the real estate agents, and 9 out of 10 small businesses are being sucked dry for the benefit of the privileged few that might have a bit of perhaps persona or access to these funds. I can't see the that the small trader in the main street is being rewarded for effort. He's being smashed with compliance, regulation and high tax. It's got to come back to a little bit more of the traditional role of reward for effort.
The final topic that we're asking everybody is, where do you stand on employment?
I think there's a lot of people in this state have got to be a little bit anxious about the way the trends are going at the moment, particularly when you look at BH Billiton shelving their plans for the Olympic Dam expansion, and GMH having some very real ructions about their future of the GMH. The whole idea of squeezing these companies out of business simply because of the, like Mr. Devereaux of Holderness has said, they've got the highest input costs of any GMH plant in the world. Now, this is our electricity. South Australia has got so much reliance on, well, I say so much reliance on renewable energy. Devereaux suggested that this is what we're suffering from, and even the former CEO of BHP, Marius Kloppers, has said that they have the highest input costs of many of their mines in the world. So it's a common theme. See, we've got this carbon tax, and it's all on, from what I can gather, it's a dubious science. I can't see the evidence for it, and why are we killing our business incentive for very dubious grounds?
Well, thank you very much for answering those hot topic questions, I suppose you could put it. And well, all the best. It's not that far away now.
No, that's right. And we're in it, and see what comes out of it.
All right. Thanks very much for your time, and have a great day.
Yeah, good day then. Cheers.